We've had amazing duos. Martin and Lewis, Hope and Crosby. Think of them, but with guns.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
Lethal Weapon was written by Shane Black and directed by Richard Donner, starring Mel Gibson and Danny Glover as two mismatched police detectives. Martin Riggs is an ex-Special Forces soldier. Back when Vietnam was the go-to war for movie heroes, Riggs' fear of death is nowhere to be found.
Shoot him! What? Shoot him! Shoot him! Get the fuck up! Somebody shoot this prick!
And when we first meet him, he's alone and miserable. And did I mention suicidal? There's an early scene where he actually attempts suicide. It's a dark moment. It's not humorous, it's not overly dramatic, it's pretty basic, and you almost see the routine. He's done this before. The most lethal weapon here is the one he has pointed at himself. And I'm not talking about the gun. It's actually pretty suspenseful. Surely a movie hero wouldn't blow his brains out in the first 15 minutes, but I still held my breath. This moment shows us how close Riggs can bring himself to death. Now I have a hero with seemingly nothing to lose and a death wish. Not a typical Hollywood hero, but a flawed human being. Roger Murtaugh is a good cop and a loving family man. He's not an action-seeking nutjob. He's slowing down, thinking about retirement. He still has a lot to live for. He even has a boat.
Breaking in a new partner in on this.
Partner again?
When we first meet Roger, he's actually a bit down, feeling his age. And then he's partnered with Riggs. He goes from annoyed to angry to terrified that his new partner is a ticking time bomb. But as they learn to work together, they start to play off each other. Riggs seems to cheer up a bit, and Roger seems to perk up as well.
Now I'm happy. Just freedom is right, and I'll stand over here being happy.
I'm glad you're home at a sensible hour.
Well, I try to be a sensible dad.
Glover's chemistry with his family felt genuine. I felt like they were a real family. They banter, they pick at each other, but it never feels scripted or artificial.
Ouch!
It's roast.
How's a brown roast-like substance?
Roger. You're being an asshole.
I try not.
Murtaugh's oldest daughter displays a little crush she has on Riggs, and Daddy is instantly protective. It's a cute moment.
If you touch it, I'll kill you.
You'll try.
I bet you didn't know that Danny Glover was one of his generation's greatest rappers.
I'm going to find a foundry because my name is Roger, and I need to be Roger, and a sing on the Hodger, and a hooter hotter hotter.
You need some help.
I am.
The heart of this movie is the relationship between Riggs and Murtaugh. Their chemistry, their camaraderie, their conflict. You can have all the gunplay and action in the world, but without the characters you feel for and want to root for, it's meaningless and hollow.
It's the only thing I was ever good at.
Riggs even makes a point to mention that killing is the only thing he's ever been good at. Interesting that he mentions this, since he's failed to kill himself repeatedly. The General is our main bad guy, a former soldier turned drug smuggler. He's not the most memorable villain, and he's actually kind of bland, except for this one line.
Shut your mouth! Jesus! Shut up!
Oh, you'll be using that, trust me. But he's not the guy you have to worry about.
Where the hell did you get him? Psychos or us?
Playing bad guys comes easily to Gary Busey, almost too easily. As Mr. Joshua, a killer mercenary who likes the smell of burnt arm hair. He doesn't say much, but he's a fair equal to Riggs. And the fun begins.
Gotta get up and catch bad guys today.
Okay. I'll
Be
go
real
get a
policemen.
Have a nice day.
Their investigation leads them through a path littered with bodies as they close in. They start getting too close, so the bad guys kidnap Roger's oldest daughter, and now he has to take up Riggs on his skill set.
We do this my way. You shoot to kill.
The rescue goes badly, of course, and they're captured and tortured. Riggs takes out their captors in a display that finally lets us know just how lethal he is. Murtaugh takes out the general. First his car is creamed by a bus, then it catches fire, and then his car full of heroin explodes. But now half of Sunset Boulevard is addicted to heroin. They have to take out Mr. Joshua before he gets to the rest of Roger's family. At the end, they have a brutal one-on-one fight on Roger's lawn, but they wind up shooting him to death anyway. Never threaten a man's family. The soundtrack is surprisingly emotional for an action movie. Eric Clapton shines alongside Michael Kamen's score. Riggs and Murtaugh's scenes are somewhat light in tone, almost comedic at times. And when coupled with the holiday setting, it really contrasts the violence and action. It gives us plenty of tension and release. Shane Black's script is tight, fun, and fast-moving.
There's no more heroes left in the world.
You would expect a loner movie hero like this to go off alone at the end, but Shane Black throws out that convention. It ends with Riggs joining Roger and his family for Christmas dinner.
I'm not crazy. I know. Oh, good. Let's eat.
That was Lethal Weapon. I watch it every Christmas. Not because it's mindless action, but it's also about family and belonging. And ass-kicking. They may not have invented the buddy movie, but they sure reinvented it. A 5 out of 5. We're coming to the end of our Christmas season. One movie left. You can probably guess what it is. Thanks for watching.
Shut up!
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in.